The finals might have just teased its Season 2 map location. We also have several new instances of things changing around the maps as well as out of them. We have some brand new posts from that CNS account. We also have some further discoveries, especially with the achievements, and a whole bunch more with Season 2. We got a ton to talk about. What's up, world? It's Stupid back over there, checking out all things the finals. Okay, so first up, let's just jump right into the Season 2 new teaser. Now there are several of these, and the first one being the new map teaser. Now we did have this one the other day, but we do have a brand new one. This brand new one does give us a bit more context around what the scenery might be. Now there's been a lot of speculation with this image as it does showcase a lot more details, and the post alluding here is the next map might likely be in Japan. Now there is some reference imagery from Japan's location or where it might be. The significance also being that last year we did have a sword samurai outfit leak. Now this sword and samurai outfit has been unreleased and still not out there. You can see the different mockups for this samurai outfit that, yeah, again, is still not released or hasn't been out there as of yet. We also have a sort of chip here that is the diamond clue. Now this chip is also manufactured by a Japanese company, which is by a well-known company, Yamaha, which is a Saturn custom sound processor. Again, of course, Yamaha is that Japanese company, which is kind of alluding to everything here. We have the samurai outfit, the sword, the chip, and now even a location, or kind of what's seemingly an imagery location that showcases a lot of billboards and a lot of like electronics are seemingly so, which would be very reminiscent of a city, maybe New York Times, or potentially what would be Tokyo, Japan, which with everything combined here seems to be likely the case. And more than likely they will want to change the scenery, and we already have a US location which is based in Las Vegas. It will be really cool to see that Japanese aesthetic in this game as well. I am kind of hoping for some sort of scenery change, so this will definitely suffice. Now we also have a ton of other instances in the game where they're quote unquote being hacked. Now within the game itself it does seem like occasionally there is some encrypted messengery in the bottom left, but it has been showcased in this imagery where this person was being respawned, or at least on that respawn timer where they did see some blue markings in the bottom left. However, this more than likely might just be a bug or a visual bug, as someone did point out that they did experience this in beta. We'll have to wait and see what the Discord makes of this. I think there's been several posts about it, but nothing to conclude. There was also some weird stuff happening inside the new event that's going down, where it looks like this CNS hacked this sign in that new event. I haven't seen anything on the Reddit or the Discord pertaining to this specifically. We do from the last video have those glitch locations being talked about and even pinpointed. There's some really cool stuff here in the actual Easter egg section of the Discord. Again, if you aren't familiar how to navigate that, in the Easter egg section there is also a threads section of that, which pertains to each individual thing, whether it's the glitch locations, Season 2 map speculation, or even to the lore or pertaining to anything else. So if you're not sure how to navigate that, I'll show you that here, where you can just hover over the Easter egg section or the Easter egg channel and then hit see all, and that will lead you to the individual threads. Again, some really cool stuff in there, things with binary code and things of that nature. So if you're into puzzle solving or problem solving, this is definitely for you. I'm going to leave a link down to the Discord down below in case you haven't been a part of it as of yet. Now we also do have something interesting with a website getting taken over by CNS as well. Now this is part of a weapon skin that has that Hotel QR code. However, if you do go to that website now, it is completely taken over. Or at least from its prior state, this is completely different than what it was originally. It is just a bunch of glitching imagery here, and no one's really broke down too much. However, I do kind of see some maybe lettering there behind. Someone has also broken down the individual frames from that GIF, which does also show a potential logo in one of those, and even some lettering that says "We Are," and also some additional lettering and numbers. That was broken down by Let's Do This Together over on Reddit. We also have another post here by CNS or on the CNS Reddit, which I will link to down below. The Reddit for CNS actually is like the posting place that a lot of this imagery is being posted to, or at least from this CNS individual who has been distributing this information to us. We do have this new letter here that has a lot of redacted stuff within it. This image has been broken down a ton by the Finals Discord, where they're actively trying to piece together the words that are underneath the redacted sections. There's actually a really well done imagery here by Ludinop over on Discord, who basically showcases all the hidden text within here, or at least what they've pieced together so far. Again, a ton of information has actually been extracted from this, at least from what we've seen so far. They've labeled each thing for speculation, high confidence, and probability, which is just really cool overall. I'll leave a link down below to this actual imagery as well as the section of the Discord where you can actually get to the CNS posting stuff. Additionally, we did have some other map things that people have discovered. This was actually discovered by a person in my comment section on my last video, who I told to upload to the Reddit as well as the Discord. However, from figuring this out, they've essentially figured out that this is actually just a level designer placeholder texture, which you can tell they used it for some distance measuring for the actual map. Still a really cool discovery by Majestic, and super cool to hear that it came from my comment section, at least a discovery there of that. I'm sure stuff like that, especially with placeholder text, will eventually be patched out, so if you do want to check out that stuff, you should probably go see it now before it disappears. Now, some additional information that has just come out very, very recently is someone discovering from the early dev gameplay footage. So this was showcased off back in summer of 2020, and this was very, very early footage of the destruction test within the actual game. Now, going through this imagery here, we do actually come across a sign, which is off to the right here, and it's not fully visible, but it more than likely is Japanese, which again further iterates that this probably more than likely is going to be in Tokyo, Japan. And we do kind of have some early imagery from the actual map itself here. It's kind of insane at this point how much the finals community has pieced together with all these different Easter eggs, but I do think it's pretty clear at this point this is definitely going to be a Japanese location. It's seemingly that they've been holding this map kind of hostage for a little while, or at least that they wanted to release at a later date. It could also be potentially completely revamped, as it has been 4 years since this footage has been shown. However, with everything in combination, I do think we do have a clear answer for where the next map or maps will take place. Now, updating on some of the lore-based stuff that I went over with a couple of my other previous videos, especially with that opener that we had, where they talked about Scotty and a few other things with that there. We do have an achievement that says just like Scotty, which I think essentially nails in the coffin that, yeah, Scotty was a part of the games, which again has kind of been known for some time, as there even is voice lines as a former contestant. However, we do have some additional things there, where there is a message behind the wall in the construction site on Monaco, which says their ass lies, which could be pertaining to Scotty or even Sophia, who is the Ospu's CEO. Get some definitely in-depth lore there, and we'll really have to see how all that plays out. It is kind of insane to see a multiplayer game have so much in-depth lore, and seemingly do it so right, as people are really into the lore with this game. It definitely seems like there's some very passionate people working on this and working on the Easter egg stuff. So some high praises there, especially from me, and I'm sure as well as the other Easter egg hunters. Now, some last minute mentionables here. We do have a potential stealth buff or even a bug. So currently right now, it seems like the CL40 does actually penetrate shields. So if you're using mesh shields, you are probably no longer safe from the CL40. This more than likely is probably a bug and not actually a buff, as something like this I would have figured would be included in the patch notes. So if you are noticing grenades make it, or even explosions make it into your mesh shields, more than likely they were using a CL40, and that is why. Hopefully it's addressed in the next patch, either with noting that it is a buff or a stealth buff, or that this was completely a bug, which again is more than likely the case. I am curious on your thoughts for Season 2. I'm going to try my best to cover everything going on with the new season, which seems like we're getting a ton of new info with each day. Again, we'll have to wait and see on everything else. But if you did enjoy today's video, I'd like and subscribe, and until the next one, deuces.